this is a property we took on in Houston. I haven't done any multifamily solar screen installations in Houston. It's a good 2.5 to 3 hour drive to get there. So during the summer, it's not too bad because we have such long days. We're able to get there and then spend a long time on each job, which I like to work all the way till it gets dark. I've since taken on several more properties from the same company, this property management company. They have properties all over. We have shipped screens for them to their properties, and they have self-installed them. And they've always been so impressed with just how good and thorough my process is. And they had this one here, and they called around and tried to find installers, and they came back at me and really wanted me to do it for them. And I at first multiple times told them it's just not something I can do. I was too busy here in Austin to take it on, but eventually I went ahead and took it on, and we got it straightened out for them. Now, it was a bit of a booger. I don't know if you can tell, but all these bottom floors, they have these like stone walls, iron fences, and it was a booger to get over every one of those, to get in there and put those on. It was really a big deal. And you try communicating with the renters, and you can tell them one thing, and they're not going to unlock the gates. And they were supposed to, but they didn't. So it was a challenge. Also, just kind of as a side note, it was very fascinating. You'll have these 6 windows right here, and while they all look identical, one of them is going to be different. It's really bizarre. I've never seen a property like this. They look identical, but they have slightly different measurements. And so that was a real trick to try to figure that out. One of them 1/2 inch too narrow and 1/2 inch too shy. So you couldn't take that screen and put it on that one because it wouldn't have fit. It was really something. So I had to build all these screens in stages. And even then we ended up with, I think, about 60 extra screens, which took a big old chunk out of my profit margin. But I did it that way because it was so far going to Houston, I couldn't really, nail it down. So it was a real interesting property. Let's see, I recommend to people, I address, do you put screens on all of the windows? You put them on just some of the windows? And I really like to emphasize to people, it is by all means best to cover up all the windows. As for uniformity, it's just best. It makes it all look good. It makes it all look seamless and flows and looks good. Now, sliding doors, you can put them on sliding doors, but they are costly. Sliding doors are a booger. If they're brand new, it wouldn't be hard, but those sliding doors, the tracks get bent on them from people walking on them, and they are a mess, and they take a lot of time to install. And plus, my sliding doors are real heavy-duty aluminum, and so they're not cheap to begin with, but they're very well made. So we can do sliding doors. And if you did that, then that covers up all of the glass on the property. It comes at a price. And I only have one property over all these years. I did sliding doors. I did sliding doors in pockets. And I think there's about 500 to 600 of them on that property. It was a lot. And it was a real big job. So anyhow, people typically will just do the windows, but imagine doing all these windows and leaving these little ones off. It just won't look right. So they covered them all. They did a good job. It was a little over 800 windows. Typically it's this black fabric and brown frame. That's what we use for 98% of all my apartment solar screen installation. It's just a clean look. It just makes it just flows. It all just works. That look works on everything, especially if you have silver. I really despise the look of properties that have silver framing for the windows. That's the old 60s, 70s style. And then the solar screen installers will come and put silver framing with gray fabric. I think it just looks horrible. This right here is clean looking. I mean, just look how nice that looks. Had I put silver framing up there, it would be odd looking. It just wouldn't look good. So, um, yeah, so, if you do have a property in Houston, I'm finding myself now, since I'm taking these other ones on, making it a deal. So, let me know, and we'll work something out. And my pricing is extremely aggressive, so it doesn't hurt to find out. I just need to get some questions from you so I can get some pricing, and we'll make it pretty easy. And it's not a big, extensive project. We get in, we pull all the screens off, I haul all those away, and we're just real clean about it, real fast and real clean about it. And you'll see, a lot of these properties, they'll go and they'll rehab them, they'll paint them, they'll clean them all up, and without those window screens, those solar screens on there, you see the glass, you see that shiny glass, you see broken blinds, bent blinds, you see stickers, you see all that nonsense. But when you put these solar screens on there, look at that. It just ties everything. It really dresses the property up. It ties it up real well. Now, I put typically what I do is a darker 90% fabric because it conceals it the most. I do have on my webpage, my apartment webpage here, I do show screens broken down. These are all 80%ers here. These are 90%ers, and these are grid pattern screens. This is a much higher end solar screen. And this was done years ago before the aluminum pricing shot through the roof. So today, doing grid patterns would be pretty costly, but darn, they're good looking. Take a look at these things. Really good looking. That's me right there. Really good looking, but I couldn't imagine doing them today with high aluminum. This is the one I put those doors on I was telling you about. I couldn't imagine doing this today. It would be way too costly. But nevertheless, if you wanted to, we take a look and see what the pricing is. They're really attractive. It's a really good looking property. You see all those grids, they're just pretty. But like I said, today's aluminum pricing is so high. Okay.